This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, the government officially acknowledges drought conditions in Southland and Central Otago. Tourists may enjoy these long hot summer days, but what about people who work in extreme heat? And it's a sad day for the family of one or two people who died in an alleged homicide as her funeral is held today. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Drought conditions in Southland and Central Otago were officially acknowledged by the government today as a medium-scale adverse event was declared. Sharon Rees has more.
After months of drought conditions affecting Southland farms, such as this one in Gore, a medium-scale adverse event was finally declared for the region, opening options for further support for farmers. Minister for Agriculture Damien O'Connor announced today that all of Southland, as well as Queenstown Lakes, Central Otago and Clutha districts, met the requirements for the drought classification. The classification triggers additional funding of up to $130,000 for the local Rural Support Trust and industry groups to coordinate recovery support. It may also give affected farmers access to assistance payments and income equalisation. While heavy rainfall is forecast for the next couple of days, the minister said the drought had already taken its toll on farmers. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
Scorching southern heat is predicted to continue this week, with the potential for a 35-degree day in Dunedin and another Wanaka record breaker. The lakeside town recorded a record-breaking 35.2 degrees on Saturday. However, that record might be under threat. Wanaka is expected to get to 34 degrees or higher today and about 33 degrees tomorrow. It's also predicted to be stifling in Dunedin this week with an expected high of 33 degrees tomorrow. Tourists can't get enough of the long, hot summer days as they cruise Lake Wakatipu aboard the old coal-fired TSS Enslow. But what are the Stokers far below deck, feeding the boilers in temperatures approaching 50 degrees? Mina Amso went down for a look.
Cameron McKenzie stokes the boiler aboard the Enslow every 6 minutes during his shift, and not surprisingly he sees it gets hot and sweaty.
Yeah, we get about 30 to 50 degrees Celsius down here.
McKenzie has a fan to help keep his cool and a water hose nearby.
The air that we suck out from the fans is only the same temperature as what it is outside.
McKenzie enjoys the stoking job, one he says not many people get the chance to try.
Because it just saves on a gym membership, really. It's a good exercise, and yeah, no, that's what I enjoy about it. Every 6 minutes or so we'll put a stoke on. Yeah. We got the gauges, we watch a video of the smoke that comes out the funnel to judge when we have to do our next stoke.
Temperatures in Queenstown reached 31 degrees Celsius today. Mid-service meteorologist Kyle Lee told the South Today earlier this morning unofficial temperatures for January remain well above average until the end of the month, making it the hottest on record.
Still looking on track. The forecast temperatures for Queenstown for the next 3 days, which is the 29th, the 30th and the 31st, is a maximum of 31 degrees for today and for tomorrow, and then 27 for Wednesday.
However, Lee says a dramatic drop in temperatures is expected from Thursday this week.
When we are expecting a low pressure system to come in over the country and bring quite a strong southerly change over the south, which will be dropping temperatures for most of those sort of areas for Thursday and Friday.
Meanwhile, tourists in the resort are making the most of the heat. That idea of a cold one at the end of the shift is one that McKenzie would be pretty stoked about. Nina Amso, The South Today.
The very hot weather has also forced the cancellation of procedures at Dunedin School of Dentistry. A post on the school's Facebook page reads, all undergraduate and postgraduate clinics within the faculty will be cancelled from 1 p.m. Monday until at least 5 p.m. tomorrow. The school says it's in the interest of patient, student and staff health. Patients have been advised their student will contact them to reschedule appointments. The urgent care clinic will remain open if you have a dental emergency. The funeral of one of 2 people who died in an alleged homicide last week was held in Dunedin today.
Friends and family of Anastasia Neve gathered today in the saddest of circumstances to say goodbye to the Dunedin lady who was well known in the South Dunedin community. The 3 p.m. service at Hope & Sons was held for a lady who died with her partner in what police are treating as a homicide that occurred just before the house the couple were living in was set alight early last Monday. A 46-year-old man has been charged with arson and the police investigation is ongoing. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, the 9-year wait for a corpse flower to bloom in the Dunedin area is nearly over, and some Invercargill residents question why their city council is exempt from water restrictions it imposed.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
Hi, I'm Dennis Charlotte and road racing motorcycles is my lifetime passion. It's a massive adrenaline rush, but the high-speed crashes have been tough on the body over the years. I almost felt as old as my mate Ian.
Sportsval, supporting tendons, ligaments and cartilage. And Energy Plus helps replace the energy that everyday living takes away.
Now I feel more alive and have more sustained energy to really enjoy my racing.
Buy 2 packs of Sportsval and get 2 packs of Energy Plus absolutely free. So call now, 0800 502 402.
Gillian's Care. They care for loved ones, families, friends and our community. At a time of bereavement, care and support makes all the difference, and Gillians know this. They're here for you when you need it most. From advanced funeral planning to a service for your loved one, Gillians will guide and assist you with your individual choices. Their legendary attention to detail and passion to get it right are second to none. Gillians, caring for families in our communities since 1962.
While you're relaxing this holiday season, Ready Lawn is available to help you with your lawn needs, big or small. We work so you don't have to. Call Ready Lawn today.
They're part of the family, and like us, their health begins with what they eat too. So give them Radical Dog, made in New Zealand from all natural ingredients and real tart cherries, so it's high in antioxidants. It's a 3-in-1 superfood, giving them energy, flexibility and a healthy coat. With no fillers or nasty preservatives, they love them. It's the treat that can work wonders on every dog, no matter what their breed, age or health. Radical Dog, the new generation in dog food.
For 3 generations, the Kilpatrick family have ensured Jimmy's pies are still world famous in the South Island. Made to an old family recipe, Jimmy's pies have been one of New Zealand's traditional takeaway foods. Prepared daily on the premises alongside a range of savouries, sausage rolls and cakes, Jimmy's pies are distributed throughout the lower South Island. Jimmy's pies are sure to satisfy your travelling munchies.
Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician, for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Thinking of services for older people, think Enliven. Enliven is a service philosophy where people come first. Enliven is about choice, activity, relationships, respect and security. You can enliven your health, your friendships, your life, no matter what your age. For more information, go to psotago.org.nz or call 4777 115.
Calling all Otago superheroes, the 2018 Relay for Life needs your team. On March 17 and 18, the relay teams will join together to create one of the most inspiring events, helping not only to raise funds but also to remember those who have fallen to cancer or are struggling with it. To register your team, simply go to the website and sign on, then start fundraising. It's about celebrating, remembering and fighting back. Be a superhero and register now at relayforlife.org.nz.
Welcome back. The winter garden at Dunedin's Botanic Garden doesn't smell like rotting flesh just yet. The near decade-long wait for a corpse flower to bloom in the city is nearly over. Daryl Baser went to call off in the hothouse and meet an Amorphophallus titanum.
9 years is a heck of a long time to wait for a plant to flower. But the end is near for plant collections curator Stephen Bishop, who received this now monstrosity when it was very small.
We got him about the size of a golf ball, and over those 9 years he's grown up to be about 32 kgs last time we weighed him, and that was in November. At that stage we potted him up and fingers crossed he was going to flower, but we didn't really know. And yeah, just before Christmas we saw the first little point coming out of the ground, so that was quite exciting, but we didn't actually know what that spike was going to do. So a month or so later, it finally revealed that it was going to flower.
It's the biggest flowering structure in the world, and there's only a few in New Zealand. The question on many people's lips is, when will it flower?
Yeah, really good question. I don't actually know the answer to that one. They're all quite variable, so probably no one can actually answer that question for you. It's going to be soon though. I would say definitely in the next week. Could be tomorrow, could be 5 days away yet. Just don't know.
However, the common name for Amorphophallus titanum is corpse flower, for obvious reasons. When it opens, it smells like decomposing animal flesh.
And that's to attract an insect that usually pollinates it. But obviously these insects, carrion beetles, are not in New Zealand, so it's native to the Sumatran rainforest where it grows.
Bishop says it's the only one to flower in the South Island. A collection of people from a local rest home had just visited the corpse flower and were suitably impressed by its size.
I love it, but it does look like a giant corn on the cob.
Well, the first time I saw it, and it was quite amazing, really.
I went cross-eyed. I guess it's not stinky yet.
There are 3 cameras trained on it, so when the flower finally erupts, it will be captured for posterity. Thankfully not in smell-o-vision. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
The Invercargill City Council has defended this decision to water blast the roof of the Southland Museum and Art Gallery during citywide water restrictions. Water restrictions banning all domestic outdoor water use came into effect on Sunday, leaving some residents questioning why the same rules don't apply to the council. Sharon Rees has more.
No water was spared at the Southland Museum and Art Gallery today as contractors water blasted the entire roof, leaving some Invercargill residents a little hot under the collar. Water restrictions banning all residential outdoor water use came into effect on Sunday, and with businesses exempt from the restrictions, the council is defending its decision to water blast the museum.
The decision was made to go ahead just prior to the restrictions being brought into place, actually. So we've been caught out. I understand how it doesn't look good, but I hope you can see the little impact it actually has in reality. The reality is, if that job was to stop, the contractors who are water blasting on that job would just move to another job. So it would have no impact on water usage or the demand for water.
Residents took to social media calling the City Council to lead by example, but Murray says the maintenance of the museum could not be delayed.
As I understand it, the job is important to be done this summer. Already there's maintenance that needs to be done on the roof. Painting is just one of them. Water is getting into the stored displays, If they miss this summer, it means another winter of leaks and possible deterioration in their exhibits.
The council's water permit allows them to take 20% of the available flow from the Oreti River, which is already at 12%. And if the water consumption trend continues, restrictions for businesses will be applied.
It'll be difficult because it will affect people's livelihoods, and we're hopeful we don't get there. There is a rainfall event forecast, not guaranteed, forecast for Thursday. It might give us some relief, but it won't get us out of the woods completely.
He said despite restrictions being solely domestic, the council has taken measures to minimise water usage, including turning off the Gala Street fountains and the Queen's Park water playground. He said contractors using water blasters at the Southern Museum should be finished today. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
Dunedin-based artist Nigel Brown has a new exhibition of works created specifically for the museum at Waitangi. The South Today found out more.
Nigel Brown is one of New Zealand's most significant artists and is a regular feature at Dunedin's Milford Gallery. But his latest exhibition is a collection of works created specifically and on display at the museum in Waitangi. Brown has been a full-time artist since 1972. He spent 14 years living at Cozy Nook along the Riverton coast and then moved to Dunedin a few years ago. But his childhood was spent growing up on a citrus farm in Tauranga, and he does miss that environment.
My relatives on one side of my family go back to the gold rush in central Otago, so there's certain irony in me being back down here, coming from subtropical Tauranga, you know, where my father had gone to be a citrus grower, and you know, so I was used to golden grapefruit and mandarins, and here I am down at the bottom of the South Island where it's hard to grow anything like that, you know.
Brown's works also reflect his concern for native wildlife and the destruction of the environment.
We had a planting down at Cozy Nook when we lived there, and I've always been very aware of the different native plantings and preservation efforts throughout New Zealand, as well as being very aware of landslips and coastal erosion. Those two things are quite in my mind much of the time when I paint.
Brown's art is heavy with symbolism and features written text that will remind some viewers of the art of Colin McCann.
Oh yeah, well I was taught by McCann, and I don't, but I mean he used religious text. I use a lot of New Zealand sayings, and in these recent paintings I've been using science, which I struggle with, and Maori, which I struggle with also, and sometimes mixing that up with very basic statements like, bloody good job, that sort of New Zealand directness,
Nigel Brown's exhibition at Waitangi runs until May, but other works of his are always on display at Dunedin's Milford Gallery. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, Edendale cranks up for a rural celebration with the 31st annual Crank Up event. And we look at a new initiative from the Otago Museum, developing young scientific minds through play.
Here is this week's Mole Map UV report. Did you know New Zealanders have the highest incidence rate of melanoma in the world?
If you've ever been on a sunbed or been badly sunburnt, what are the chances you could have melanoma? Remove the doubt. Get a mole map.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Hi, I'm Dennis Charlotte, and road racing motorcycles is my lifetime passion. It's a massive adrenaline rush, but the high-speed crashes have been tough on the body over the years. I almost felt as old as my mate Ian.
Sports valves supporting tendons, ligaments and cartilage. And Energy Plus helps replace the energy that everyday living takes away.
Now I feel more alive and have more sustained energy to really enjoy my racing.
Buy 2 packs of Sportsville and get 2 packs of Energy Plus absolutely free. So call now 0800 502 402.
135 Cumberland Street is a brand new recently listed Category 1 heritage building right in Dunedin's warehouse precinct. Only a short walk to the Octagon in the central city. These are warm, well-insulated, self-contained apartments with all you need for a short or long stay. With beautiful views onto the harbour, these Airbnbs at 135 Cumberland Street come highly recommended for your stay in Dunedin.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician, for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
While you're relaxing this holiday season, Ready Lawn is available to help you with your lawn needs, big or small. We work so you don't have to. Call Ready Lawn today.
Loss of collagen is the reason for those fine lines and wrinkles. Silberhorn's Collagen Plus naturally supports your collagen levels, giving you younger, firmer looking skin, healthier, shinier hair and stronger nails. Joints, tendons, ligaments and cartilage all benefit from healthy collagen levels, the very foundation of structural health. Support collagen levels naturally with Collagen Plus by Silberhorn. Be quick, buy one now and get a second pack half price. Call now 0800 502 402.
Active Interior Designer Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products like awnings and umbrellas and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
Thanks for staying with us. The 31st annual Crank Up event was held in Edendale, north of Invercargill over the weekend. Hosted by the Vintage Machinery Club, Crank Up is a family-orientated weekend which highlights the joys of rural life. Sharon Rees was there.
Despite the dark clouds overhead Edendale on Sunday, the rain held off for thousands of people attending the 31st annual Crank Up weekend. Crowds lined the main arena early in the day for the military parade, before the big guns came out for a war reenactment. Vintage machinery was on display, as well as different kinds of tractors and vehicles of all ages. The same quirkiness found indoors at the local stalls spilled outside as the Southern Society of Steamologists dressed the part alongside their handmade props. Organisers said the event was another huge success, with around 8,000 people through the gates over the weekend. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
A new initiative from the Otago Museum hopes to engage very young minds with scientific play. Kia Rapua is a science playground for little kids with experiments with water, sound, touch and more. Daryl Baser got down with the kids.
This array of experiments on the lawn in front of the Otago Museum is aimed at children aged from 3 to 7 years old. Science communicator Claire Concannon says having the activities on the lawn for the weekend was a launch, as the equipment is set to travel shortly.
After this launch, the playground is going to travel to 4 preschool kindergarten partners that we have on the project. So it's a mobile playground designed to help little kids do scientific explorations, kind of inquiry-based, help them discover more about science.
Concannon says around 300 people explored the various apparatus over the 2 days. And she believes, as a generalisation, children are natural-born scientists.
Yeah, so if you have ever watched a kid kind of explore something new, you'll see them test different ways. And this is the same method that science follows. So we test a different way of doing something, and if that doesn't work, then we go back and test it again. So we use fancy words for the scientific method like prediction and hypothesis, but kids are doing this on a really basic level from very young.
The initiative is funded through the Curious Minds scheme and the Otago Museum. Claire Concannon says if people visit the museum's webpage, there are ideas in how parents and children can be scientists at home. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome back, Phil Somerville. What have you got for us tomorrow?
Well, as the hot weather continues to strike, there's the declaration of a medium level adverse event and drought for Southland, Clutha, Central Otago, not Dunedin yet, but most of the southern region, and the temperatures soar away. 37.4 at the Niwa station in Middlemarch today. That apparently is the 10th highest on record in New Zealand. So
I was going to say that must be one of the highest temperatures for a long time.
So in January, warmest for yet by a very wide margin. It'll be warm tonight too at the Roger Waters concert. That should be great for people who go, so they'll be planning to have plenty of pictures and reports and a review from that. We've got a story about the big astronomical event for tomorrow night, the super blue blood moon. That's the trifecta, all three types of moon at once. So we only hope it's not cloudy. That's when the clouds are coming in, because that rain later in the week, which is ironic with the drought. But I think with the drought, a lot of the damage has already been done, even with a heavy downpour.
Yeah, but that moon will be fascinating to look at, if we can see it.
1:40 a.m. is the best time to see it, so that's maybe a 7 alarm, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
The Fresh tomorrow, 3 pages there. The main feature is about capsule wardrobes, which is a mere male and little interest in fashion. I never even heard of the expression, but I read it with interest, and I understand you know a bit about capsule wardrobes.
And definitely something to read in tomorrow's paper. Thank you, Phil. And now a time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silverhorn Sportsval.
Today's southern viewers of Dunedin's Flemish Garden getting a good watering. Looking at the situation after tomorrow's warmth and sunshine comes heavy rain, strong winds and alpine snow later in the week as an ex-tropical storm races across southern districts on Thursday and a cold southern airflow arrives on Friday. Expect heavy rain and possible flooding in Southland and Otago on Thursday, followed by heavy snow in the ranges. Looking at what's on store down south, Balclutha, Catlins and Lumsden, you will get to enjoy moderate northerlies, cloud increasing and a hot 28 degrees. Gore, you have 26. Travelling to central, Alexandra, moderate northerlies, fine and another scorching 30. Queenstown and Wanaka, moderate northerlies, cloud increasing and slightly cooler 29. And Te Anau, moderate northwesterlies, rain and 21. Looking further north, Oamaru, Marama, Twizel and Timaru, you all have moderate northerlies, fine and a sweltering 30 degrees, so wear your sunscreen. And here in Dunedin tonight, fine with a low of 18 degrees. Tomorrow, another sunny and very warm day. Rain developing later, 30 and 14. And cloudy with periods of rain on Thursday. Brief heavy falls likely. Strong near gale, cooler southerly winds developing, 14 and 12. And in Invercargill tonight, fine with high cloud with an overnight low of 16. Tomorrow, high cloud increasing during the day with rain, warm northerly winds decreasing, colder southwesterlies at night, 24 and 13. And periods of rain may be heavy on Thursday with fresh cold southwesterlies, 13 and 9, so it's a week of weather extremes. And that's our news for this Tuesday. For the latest news from the southern region, you can follow us on Facebook and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you all have a great evening. Take care. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.